Hello everyone, and welcome back to Fate Grand Order. So, last time, the truth about Akuta Hinako was revealed. She is actually mei-ren, the wife of Zhang Yu, and she is also a true ancestor, which if you don't know in Nasuverse lore is, like, basically the uber vampires. Like, they are the vampires that dead apostles come from. And I believe the only other character out of the hundreds of characters in the Nasuverse, like the only other known true ancestor is Arcuid from Tsukihime, which is where this lore comes from. It's very old lore. So now we have to fight a supremely pissed off true ancestor who just ate. Exciting. Now then, I know she's an assassin. I'm pretty sure that, like... No, not this team. This team. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that, like, all my good damage-dealing casters are... Yeah, they're all AoE. So... Instead, I think I am going to have Meltrellis as my main DPS. And no reason to put a K-scope on her if I'm using Skadi. And let's go with BB, and sure, Hessian Lobo. Hope this doesn't suck too much. Jeez, this is only section 12? How long is this series already? Wow, just throwing us right into the battle, huh? Oh, sick. Thanks. Alright then. Alright, how much did that do? A decent amount. Ah, crap. Crap. Thank you, Koyanskaya. Jesus. Well, if Koyanskaya is going to be doing that every turn, then it should be fine? Question mark? Oh, crap. Well, down goes Skadi. This sure is a fight. And Irie's about to go down. Ugh. How far down am I gonna have to get her? Because this is actually getting a little worrying. Crap, this looks bad. This is going poorly. Ugh. I don't have any debuff clears, do I? No, I do not. Awesome! Yeah, I'm gonna have to do something about those debuffs. It's every turn. Okay, I seem to recall hearing that you can actually solo that fight if you have somebody with, debuff clearing command codes on. So, I think what I'm gonna do is stack a bunch onto Melt, because I have a bunch of command codes and I never use them. Nope, nope. 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 No, no, no. No. I got rid of a bunch of my cheapo command codes, didn't I? Well, you know, one is probably enough. Or one debuff clear, that is. If I'm soloing, you know, then she'll have them all. So... instead, I'm going to put some other stuff on her. Oh wait, huh? What? Oh, did I not actually put it on? Oh no, I did not. Okay then. Crit strength. Not that might actually be enough. So... now, I never really, like, actively try to solo anything. So, this will be an interesting experience. Where are the soloing supports? Well, they wouldn't be here. Somebody's gotta have someone up. He's grailed. That's not what I want. She doesn't even have her target focus. Bruh. Dude. Wish that was me. Oh, come on. Ah, you'll do. Oh, there's no easy way to clear the party. Okay. And in that case, I will give her the K-scope. Oh, right. There. And for a mystic code... God. I hate the male version of this outfit so much. But yeah, that should work. Okay. Wow, seriously? Oh wait, I should have put her evade up. Crap. Oh, okay, she didn't get hit with it. Oops. Let's use that first because it's got a cooldown on it. Not that it super matters, but... Wait, if it only gets... Oh, okay, good. It got the debuff I needed it to. Okay, this is actually pretty doable. Ah, crap. Oh, okay. Really close to getting that first HP bar down. I'm not sure if that'll end the fight, or if I'll have to get her down all the way. Yes! Okay then. How can she attack with such power so quickly? She should have run out of magical energy ages ago. She's not using her own magical energy at all. She's sucking up the endless supply of mana from the world itself and using it as her own. So this is what a true ancestor, an incarnated elemental, can do. I never would have thought that China had one of its own. Fighting one of them is like taking on a tsunami or a hurricane with your fists. I'm sorry, that went right over my head. Could you dumb it down to, say, horse level? Simply put, we've been quite thoroughly backed into a corner here. Huh? That's bad, right? Oh yes. If we're all going to die anyway, might I suggest you blow yourselves up so everyone except me can truly go out with a bang? Will you two just shut up already? I don't think I can keep this up any longer, Master. Enough playing around, Akuta. No, now that you have revealed your true form, we suppose we should no longer call you by your alias. But then, you have never given us any other name. What should we call you now? You would call my wrath, my curses, merely playing around, O worldly king? What else would you call this? Did you endure eternity merely so you could curse these people to death? Undying one, true one, we have too much respect for you to see you lose your way like this. Return here before you go any further. Recall the pledge you still have yet to keep and do what must be done first. So you do not want me to do anything unless it benefits you, is that it? We are telling you to remember what it is you came here to do. Just what is the nature of the relationship between those two? A pledge? Does that mean she made some other deal with Qin Huang I don't know about? Those of us who endure eternally should not be so swept up in fleeting emotions. You must not forget what it is you truly seek, how close you are to having it in your grasp, and what you must yet do. Alright, I understand. I shall follow your advice for now. Akuta, mei-ren has left the battlefield. I'm exhausted. This stuff can be such a pain. As much as I despise humans, I do have to give them credit for one thing. The weapons they make are so much easier to use. There's nothing better than something that lets you kill a bunch of humans just by pulling a trigger. Koyanskaya, I take it you knew that Akuta Hinako was actually you, mei-ren, all along. Who's you, mei-ren? Yeah, I vaguely know about her. A notable figure from the Chu-Han contention, which took place after the death of Qin Huang. She was the hegemon king of Western Chu, Zhang Yu's lover, and is said to have met an untimely death in the wake of his defeat. So this means that you, mei-ren, wasn't human, and that she's also been alive for thousands of years? It was shocking enough to find out that the legendary you, mei-ren, was actually a bloodsucker, or rather a true ancestor. But then, why would she bother infiltrating Chaldea and applying to be a ray shift candidate? And if that weren't enough, now she's a cryptor holed up in the Chinese Lost Belt? None of this makes any sense. True, if all you look at are the facts, the odds seem pretty long indeed. But if you trace them back to their source, the answer couldn't be simpler. This all happened because Marisbury planned for it to happen. What? As I suspected. Director Marisbury Animosphere may have seemed like a good person, but at heart, he was still a mage. A mage's idea of doing good and a human's idea of doing good are very, very different. Marisbury may have been a just person, but it seems like he also managed to do good, that is, his best as a mage. I expect he must have been anxious. I imagine he had to wonder if ray shifting was even possible, and if it was, whether humans could actually survive the process. I'd guess that's what prompted him to bring you, mei-ren, on as a backup plan of sorts. No doubt he must have thought that even if it turned out humans couldn't withstand a ray shift, she would either survive or be resuscitated, thanks to her sturdy True Ancestor body. That must be why he covered up her true identity under the name Akuta Hinako, and sent her a formal invitation to Chaldea after she'd been hiding away in the margins of history for centuries. That would have been before the previous version of me was summoned to Chaldea. I do recall Akuta Hinako was already part of Chaldea's staff even before Team A was formed. Marisbury must have wanted to prove the viability of race shifting come hell or high water. Agreed. I imagine he meant to use her as a guinea pig to make the experiment work. Even if there turned out to be no mere humans who fit that bill whatsoever. But as luck would have it, not only did there turn out to be plenty of viable candidates, the demi-servant plan he had come up with to improve the odds of summoning a heroic spirit after the race shift worked out as well. All of which meant that Marisbury no longer needed to bother giving Akuta Hinako more special treatment. She was ultimately assigned to Team A for no other reason than to fill the roster, so to speak. Now do you understand? Your great director was hiding a true ancestor in his organization all this time. It's no wonder Chaldea came under UN scrutiny after something that shady. The fact that none of the surviving staff had any idea is just the ultra-ironic icing on the cake. Still, I'm surprised mei-ren agreed to all that, being a true ancestor and all. Oh, that's the part you find strange? Huh? Well, I don't suppose anyone with a finite lifespan could ever really understand the psychology of a truly eternal being. So I have to give Marisbury credit for being able to figure out what it was she wanted. It couldn't have been easy for him to convince her, since she really, really hates humans. At the very least, I'm sure he never offered anything as cheesy as a mink coat. I'm not sure what to make of all this, since I really didn't know Marisbury all that well. I'm sure Romani knew him well enough that he could weigh in with something useful, but... I miss Romani every day. Come on, let's get out of here. Agreed. Now that we've made an enemy of Qinshi Huang, lingering in one place for too long is tantamount to suicide. Got it. Then let's keep our camouflage-bounded field up and put some distance between us and this place. Man, it really sucks that they took the border. Now we have to carry our patient on foot. Please. No more, Tool. I could need another bite. I love that he references Tool. I'm so glad she's still around. I saw something that looked like a truck in the hangar. Maybe we could use that. You mean the thing they used when they brought me here? It may be better than walking, but we'll feel every bump of the road and then some. Well, beggars can't be choosers. We'll just have to make the best of it. Long, long ago, this was a beautiful place. Who's talking? Even today, I still remember the time when there was nothing in the sky but wind and nothing on the ground but plants. So, mei-ren, presumably. This was in ages past, long before anyone even thought to lay claim to this planet. Before I was separated from the world, before I even had a form of my own. But my memories of what came after are all of fear, animosity, and a perverse kind of envy. You and I both look the same, which is why I don't understand. Why do you hate me so much? Why do you despise me so? You would attack me so viciously, all because I cannot die? I never asked for eternal life. I would have welcomed death. I would have liked nothing more than to fall into oblivion alongside my beloved. True Ancestor? Bloodsucker? I don't know anything about those, but that didn't stop you from deciding that's what I was. You said my inability to die made me unclean, that my inability to age made me a monster. None of you listened to what I had to say. Once you decided I was a monster, you just kept treating me like one. I understand you hate humans. I know you want nothing to do with us. But no matter how much you may wish it were otherwise, humans will never truly leave you alone. Once they learn you exist, executors will come from far and wide to hunt you down. I cannot do anything to change that fact. As such, I cannot apologize on behalf of humanity. All I can do is give you an outlet for your resentment, to keep my head bowed, no matter what manner of abuse you heap upon it. It is with that in mind that I would like to make you a proposal, even if you think me shameless for doing so. Is this Marisbury? If you wish to obtain peace and quiet, your only choice is to move yourself somewhere outside the bounds of human activity. Mankind has grown far too numerous. Indeed, this last century must have been a nightmare for you. They excavate mountains, chop down forests, and greedily expand their territory with no end in sight. You must have already realized that at this rate, there will no longer be any safe place left for you to hide. So, speaking as one partially responsible for this state of affairs, I would like to offer you a deal. There is a small, isolated community of mages in one of the most remote areas of this world. Its residents are well aware that prying into the other community members' lives is taboo. I think you would be right at home in Chaldea. As long as you play along with the false identity I will prepare for you, no one will ever be the wiser. In exchange, I would like you to assist me with my research. With my search. A quest of sorts to realize my family's greatest dream. Oh yes, I almost forgot to introduce myself. My name is Marisbury Animosphere. I hope you can see that our interests are aligned. Spirit of Gaia, as one of the last flowers of the moon left on Earth, I would love to have your help in making both our dreams come true. True human, mei-ren. I knew he was lying. He was far from the first ghoul who had tried to uncover my secrets in their own quest for immortality. And yet, by this point, I was far too tired to tear him to pieces. I wasn't sure whether he was being truthful or not, but he was right about one thing at least. I no longer have a place in this land. There is no darkness to hide me, no light I can join. There is nowhere left for me to go. Yet even so, I can still feel the grip of his despair over my fate, coiling around my heart. You, what will your fate be? That's right, I seek an end to eternity, a place where I can hold my head high and declare that I have gone as far as I can. My sole wish, my one final request, is that I may tell my dearly departed that he no longer need weep for me. Awaken, fairy. The time has come to return to reality. It has been 5 months since your arrival. We have now scanned your entire body 48 times in total. Our analysis is complete. Every last one of your body's secrets has been recorded within our memory circuits. We have at last learned the secrets of the Zhenren's immortality.
Really, Ella? Really?
You did well, fairy. Or perhaps we should continue to call you Akuta Hinako. You may call me whatever you wish, your Imperial Majesty. You may have anything you like as a reward, Or is he alone still enough, as you initially requested? He is. I desire nothing more. Then, per the terms of our agreement, we hereby bequeath custody of Kawaji Zero to you. You have served us faithfully for centuries, our very first mechanical retainer. Congratulations on your retirement. Thank you, Your Imperial Majesty. It is with a heavy heart that I take your leave for the first time. Zhang Yu, We do not know what sort of name our mechanical retainer may have made for himself in your history. But was this Zhang Yu person worthy of being entrusted with your mystics, Zhenren? I could ask much the same of you, Your Imperial Majesty. Why would you need to study me now, when you have long possessed the Fusang tree itself? True, we did learn the mystics of life through our obtainment of the Fusang tree. But we never came across a single sage or fairy in all the time we spent exploring their lands. You are the first genuine fairy we have ever laid eyes on, Akuta Hinako. I see. At any rate, this fulfills the final part of our contract. Tell us, what will you do now? If possible, I would like to stay in a remote part of your land and live out my days in peace. How modest of you. But, will Chaldea let you do that? The Chaldeans have already incurred your wrath. There is no need to dirty my hands further. It is only a matter of time now before one of your valiant Mount Li warriors presents you with their heads. Yes, we see. You do not want Zhang Yu to see you getting rough, so to speak. Very well. We prefer this mild-mannered act to the true colors you displayed at Ankang anyway. However, there is one thing we must ask you before you leave our service. Is this world going to perish? At this point, I can no longer tell which will emerge triumphant. The will of this world to survive, or the will that would see this world destroyed. All I can truthfully say is that I couldn't possibly care less. A good answer. We now know that if nothing else, you will never oppose us. Now then, if you'll excuse me. Are you sure about this, Your Imperial Majesty? I believe she still knows more about the monsters that have invaded us than she's letting on. Yes, we are sure she does. I was shaken when she said she did not care if this world lived or died, despite saying she would stay. She is a Zhenren, a true human, the only one in this world who is on par with our royal personage. Had she voiced her intent to do something along the lines of protecting the world, then our wrath would have been swift and merciless. That would indicate her desire to fight us for this world, after all this time we spent protecting it. But that is not what she said. Indeed, she showed she has no attachment to this world whatsoever. In consequence, she can coexist with us as we rule. For there can only be one human who controls the world in its entirety. Indeed, Your Imperial Majesty, it is just as you say. Having two or more humans exist inevitably leads to quarreling, so this cannot be permitted. As this world's only human, we shall guide the common people with our love. All they need concern themselves with is tending their land, filling their bellies, sleeping and reproducing. What could be more peaceful? This video is starting to get kind of long, but no battles. Huh. Better safe than sorry, I think. I think I'll just end it here. If you've enjoyed this, you know, like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, tell your friends about the channel, etc., etc. I'll see you all next time.